I will have a virgin sex on the beach with just the teensiest, weensiest little thimbleful of rum on top. Hello, Ben from Bumble. Greetings.
Seems to satisfy, but I'm hoping you might.
I guess we should start with how it all came together and how you and Kate kind of came together and created this.
Yeah, absolutely. Kate is one of my absolute best friends, and we actually met a little bit over a decade or so ago in an acting class. One of those people that you see across the room, and you're like, you're going to be my life forever. Okay. I hope you're okay with that. We just really clicked immediately. And over the years had talked about collaborating, and a theme in art as an actor right now in the business is like, you can't really wait around for roles anymore. It's just not what's happening anymore. You have to be able to tell your own stories and write and direct and do all the things. So I started making my own films, and she had joined me on set as a consultant and producer for the one I did before Oh Baby, Yours or Mine. She was like, oh my God, you did this. I was like, well, yeah, but like with all these amazing women you see around, like all these people. She's like, wait, okay, so I should do something. It's like, yeah, yes, you should. Yes, you should. And so I just said, I'll help you in any way. I don't care what that means. And we had kind of started writing together and talked about really celebrating in a comedic but very grounded sense, sexuality of women. And the past few years, as you know, there's been a lot of controversy just in autonomy of our bodies and celebrating them. And then she had a dream, quite literally, this is the story. She had a dream and she's like, we're going to be on set and I'm fully pregnant and you're directing and we're going to do this. And I'm like, okay. And, at the time, her and her husband, they're trying, but like, we can't exactly guarantee that, we can look into bellies and stuff. And I kid you not, in a few weeks, she was pregnant. And so we started writing and we had 8 months to make a film.
Talk about deadlines.
Truly, if you want to get something done, I guess. So that was kind of the genesis of the whole project. And we just committed fully and have what you saw. Yeah.
It's very interesting. I gather you're either the type of person that people see you do. You're the one that's doing everything, so everybody sees that and comes to you with many, many ideas, or you just are like, I have nothing going on. I need to create, and let's take a weekend and make something happen. Is that fair to say about yourself a little bit?
I think it's both. And one of my passions is also introducing creatives and people that I love to one another. Life is too short to work with assholes. I mean, sometimes I know we can't choose that, but if I'm choosing, no. So if I can place the greatest, most creative, talented people together, it just lights me up like nothing else. And that's become a huge passion of mine. So I'm constantly working with people again and again and bringing those people together and hiring them on shoots here and there. And it is hard for me to be still. And I wish I could take a little more time sometimes to be still, but my creative brain is like, the second I'm not doing anything, it's like, why aren't you doing anything, you lazy piece? Like, get out of it, So I feel like, I don't know if that's society or growing up, like, very student oriented, like get the A, even though you can't get a grade in this business. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm kind of, in the healthiest way, I would say, addicted to what I do. And just hope to continue to work with the greatest people in that. I'm just going to continue to gravitate towards the people that lift me up, inspire me, make me want to be better at what I do. Yeah.
In the same token, is it important for you to tell not just tell stories, but tell the type of stories that highlight women in a different way, and kind of give that empowerment in a different sense. There's a lot of there's stigma to this piece, but there's also the great comedic timing. There's a lot of great notions to it. There's a lot of great just personal emotion involved in this piece in just 10 minutes. I mean, there's so much packed in this thing. It's really
Yeah.
awesome. And just I'm really curious if that's super important to you, not to just do stuff, but to do the right things.
Yeah. And I think that's so subjective, right? Like, I'm
Yeah,
going to do the right things for me. And I
right.
feel like too long in life, you kind of sometimes ignore that little voice in your head. It's like, oh, this would be a great idea. Oh, but I'm not a writer. Or, oh, but this would be incredible. Dream on, Brooke, dream on, And then eventually you just get old enough to where you're like, this is actually more exhausting ignoring this voice than celebrating it.
Mm,
It's actually taking more energy to tell myself no or to push those ideas away. So I am passionate about telling stories in ways we have not seen before. And that's not to say people haven't had these ideas before. I just want to celebrate the journey of women in this world. And these stories it's not like they're revolutionary. They're not new.
no.
These are conversations that are new, but we're gonna put it on screen, and they're conversations that are new in media. I feel like, because there's so many stigmas, like you said, about sexuality or other experiences that I've written about in other films where women have to hide behind them, and I just, you can feel really lonely in this world. And
Yeah.
if I can remind anyone, even one person, that they're not alone, that's what it's all about, I think.
Do it for your baby. You came here to get laid. We got this. We know what we want. Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Let's go. Look, I don't know what you're thinking right now, but what I'm thinking is that I would like to get laid by you. Preferably by you. I am pregnant. Yes, I am doing this on my own. I don't need anyone else for that. I got this. But what I do need is a really, really good lay before this baby rips me open and changes my life forever, and I would like it to be you.
You touched on it a little bit. You went to school to do this, to be in this business. I have this conversation a lot, especially with folks who are on the other side who never went to school, and say, there's always the two ideas. It's like you either get up and you do it, forget about school, or you go to school, you learn it to get not only the craft behind you, but also the connections that you make and the networking you make within the school aspect of things. And then you do it. I'm curious where you fall and how much, what does school do for you that you feel like was important? And how do you view when somebody asks you that question, should I go to school or should I just be doing it?
Yeah, I still actually struggle with that because I went to school for acting. I went to a conservatory in London and then got my BFA in the States. I loved school. I grew up in a family where education was celebrated. It was fun. I was a nerd and I was nerdy about what I loved. And I've been acting since the age of 3. Like, it was never a question. I don't know what other life I lived where I got so much confidence as a little kid, but I was like, no, this is what I'm doing. My parents were, okay. So, along with their support, which is, I'm incredibly grateful for. That's the first step, I think, is having that support. A lot of people don't have that. So I acknowledge my privilege in that. But I was going to go to school, whether it was for this or something else, right? That not kind of a non-negotiable, I suppose, in my household. And so I was like, well, I might as well go for what I love. And it's interesting because I didn't go to school for filmmaking. I didn't even know, I think, that I was going to come to LA. The plan for so long had been like, I'll go to New York with all my theater friends. And I had kind of an awakening on my first film in Chicago, and just like, oh, this is what, oh shit, wait. And then all my friends did go to New York and Chicago. So I came out here alone, and it would have been great if I would have known a lot of people out here, but I didn't. I didn't know anyone. And there are alums from my university that are, quite famous, but it's not like you can just call up Richard Jenkins and say, hey, can we get coffee? Can you introduce me to your, So it actually took quite a bit of time to just find my ground as a human being, like get a job, find an apartment before I'm even thinking about acting, but I just kind of jumped into the improv community, which is also where I come from. So that kind of became my school, my family very quickly, at Second City and Groundlings and UCB. But I still struggle, Joe. It's crazy. Like I'm doing the thing, right? And I still sit and, should I go to film school though? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know it. I'm a fraud. Someone's going to find it out. And there's so much more to learn. That's what I do love about life in this business. I don't ever want to stop learning, but it is interesting. I still think about it. And some people are like, oh, sure, you should. And then other filmmakers are like, this is film school. Being on set, making films, that's the most invaluable thing. So I don't know. I think school for me was learning discipline as an artist. Learning how to be outspoken with my opinions subjectively about art, and then just kind of diving forward with my ideas. So it wasn't that we were making films necessarily in school, but just learning those kind of skills set me up in a really lovely way.
And you're currently a working actor. And so do you struggle with the idea of balancing the two, or do you feel like in certain things they use different muscles so it's okay? How do you look at being a working actor and then wanting to make films as well?
Well, I think first and foremost, I wish there were like 50 hours in a day. That would help.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Let's petition Congress right now. We need to make that happen.
Great. Okay, we'll work on it. That would help a lot.
Yeah.
But I think there's so much unknown to the journey, and I'm just trying to accept all the different facets of my brain and my heart and understand that they can coexist, right? For so long in Hollywood, people were like, show me the box you fit in. I need to know, right?
Yeah.
And I think people are breaking down those boundaries and like, no, I'm multitudes, as are all human beings, right? Like to say we're one thing is ridiculous. So I'm just trying to honor every day I'm a storyteller. I'm a creative, right? I might be doing it in different ways. And I'll tell you what, the greatest gift has been my acting informs my directing and how I work with actors because of what I've learned from directors that I've worked with over the years, and vice versa. My acting has gotten so much. I feel like I'm in this really sweet spot, this really grounded spot, because all the bullshit that sometimes I think I was in my head about, now I know what happens behind camera. As much as actors love the spotlight on them, there are 1 million moving parts behind the camera that don't include your face and you. So it kind of takes the ego away. It minimizes the experience, a lot of humility in that. And I think that really helped my acting. So I'm very grateful for that.
I know, and oftentimes, jobs are hard to come by in LA, especially in LA. But do you feel like because you do have that understanding, that sense of what every job does and everything like that, are you more selective with your acting roles now because of that? Or do you look at it as everything's a challenge?
I think I would like to think I would never say no to anything. But I also honor who I am as a person. And if something is going to cross a boundary in a way I'm not comfortable, or I don't believe in what the story is really telling, which is few and far between. That actually doesn't happen often. I would probably say no. But I also love it. I love being challenged. And my favorite thing that an acting coach of mine taught me is like, if you first read a script or sides and audition you got, and you're like, oh, I hate this. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why that's your initial judgment right away, right? Just from reading it once, it's very indicative of like how we go about in life, right? So my goal now is like, okay, maybe read it once. Wait, I don't quite understand this. Let's read it 5 more times and try to find where I do connect with this character or how I could. Come on. Great. Wait, did the lights just flicker? Did you just see the lights flicker? Hey, okay, we're gonna start with scene 1. I already did my slate, don't worry about that. Then we'll go into scene 2 and 3, which is fine because that's chronological anyway, but scene 1 is the one I'm having the most difficulty with. I am fully off book. I did just have a lot of coffee. I mean, it's sunny out now. Yes, there's no rain, but there's gonna be more, and power is still going out all over the city. So we need to get these done. And then I have to go change up my laundry, maybe midway. Took a shower too. I haven't had power for 2 days. It might go off. So we just need to like do one take wonders here, which is both on me and you. Please be a good reader. No, I know you're the best. You're the best. It's fine. It's fine. But like, we can't make any mistakes and you have to get it perfect. Okay. My heart is beating so fast. I don't know why. I could come over to your place. That's true, but I don't have time. We have to get these done. Okay. Go back to 1. Go back to 1. Oh, I know you live right up the block. That is true. Oh shit. Okay. That's not the line. Back to 1. Let's go. Okay. Oh no, sorry. I'm so distracted. My feet are wet. Okay. Back to 1. That's not the line. My feet are wet because my garage is flooded, and so I went down to do laundry. My feet are wet. It's fine. This is gonna be some of my best work. You know, if she was an erotic character, this would be to my advantage. Are you frozen? No. You gotta be kidding me. Well, I think this is gonna be some of my best work. Are you frozen? No. Oh. Okay. No. Oh, that's my line. Shit. Allison. You froze. Back to 1. Okay, let's do this like a little cocaine. I'm already like that? I'm already being like that? Okay. Well then let's bring it down a little. Maybe, I can't bring it down right now. Okay, let's go. Oh my God. I will conserve water so much more. Please, God, please just keep the lights on. Okay. Hi, I'm Brooke Trantor. I'm a member of SAG-AFTRA, and I'm based in Los Angeles. Thank you.
You've done a few shorts now, and I'm curious, what do you like about the short film medium that it gives you that you're able to like gravitate towards and really enjoy?
I think, well, for me and where I'm at in my career, it's been the thing that it's like, well, I can do this. I don't have to wait around for millions of dollars and play the game that so much of Hollywood is finding the funding, keeping the funding, finding the actors, keeping the actors, which I'm more than willing to play that game. It will happen. But when it comes to shorts, it's not easy, but it's a shorter process of finding the funding and having people believe in your stories. You know, you go to your networks, you go to the people that really believe in you and your voice. And, you know, with the technology we have today, it's just so, you could make a short every weekend if you wanted to. If you had the people that supported you and the resources, I mean, even these devices we have, I mean, I try to be really cognizant of where we've come with technology. And then the short medium is lovely because there's so many different stories you can tell. Features take years and years and years out of your life, and which is so commendable and incredible. And I can't wait to do that one day. But to be able to tell so many different stories and make people want to see more, give it like here's a proof of concept of what maybe a feature that I would make would look like. It's pretty empowering in this stage of my career to have a few different genres and stories to show someone and be like, I'm not just this thing, I'm not just that thing. There are multiple things I can do, you know.
Do you look at them as calling cards for you for future opportunities, or do you look at them as this is my art, I'm going to give it to you? How do you perceive what you're doing right now and how you're putting it out there?
I think I love that question. I think both. I think being confident enough to stand alone in your art and say it exists, and I did the thing, here it is, like this is my work, and also having the ability to understand where you are in the journey. Very much so at the beginning. I'm aware of that and excited for what's to come, knowing that my voice is pretty specific in my films. And so if someone wants to create a rom-com with some with some juicy pizzazz, maybe I'm the person to do that. Maybe. So I hope it's a calling card. I hope people see my voice specifically for what it is, but I'm also proud of the films I've made.
Sure.
Period. Yeah.
You talked about how doing the acting and doing filmmaking are experiences that kind of mirror one another and kind of helped you do the other experience. I'm curious what teaching and what these young kids are teaching you that you are learning from them that you didn't expect when you walked into that experience.
I think I'll specifically talk about this generation that's coming up beneath us. It's really, really, really incredible thinking back, being that age and all of the struggles I went through and how alone I felt. And, I didn't have social media. Thank you, God. But, right? Oh, thank you. But their confidence in their belief system and connection to humanity and not wanting to make this world better, making this world better, actually taking actionable steps. It's profound to me. I think I had a lot of ideas when I was a kid, but it was like, but school, or like, when I'm older. And these kids are having really difficult conversations. And, it breaks my heart to think about, many causes that they are going to have to take on in the next few years even. But they're so ready. They're so willing. They just put their hearts on the line. I think they remind me to continue to be brave, honestly, in the work, in life. And I'm just quite impressed and in awe, honestly. I know that's not acting specific, but also in art, in our storytelling, just to be brave and bold and not make a choice. It might not be the right one. You'll find another. It's been an incredible experience.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
So my last question to you, Brooke, is what do you love about independent film? What is it about indie film that you gravitate toward?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm at the festival now too, so
Yeah.
I think, to be complete, I think it's the people.
Yeah.
The people that I meet on these circuits, the people that are telling stories from their heart, not, we all want to be in a studio system one day and get, have that kind of life, but to be able to create the stories that you want without someone telling you, no, it's got to be this or it's got to be that. Really, really incredibly talented people I'm meeting on the circuit. And I'm just so grateful to be back in person too, because our film has gone through quite the rendition of a festival circuit. We're just blessed. It's been a miracle that we're still going. It's the people, because it takes a really specific kind of person to be like, I'm going to do something and then do it. A lot of people talk. So these are the people coming up in the film world that are doing things. And I think that's what I'm most inspired by. I've seen a lot of documentaries this week too, and I'm in awe. In awe. Like, sometimes I get in my head about what I do. I'm like, I could be doing much more important jobs, sometimes I just have to be reminded that what we do is incredibly important.
Oh baby, Kate and I wrote it together, the lead actress. Wanted to, and she was 8 months pregnant when we made that film. So we just wanted to highlight that women can feel sexy whenever they want. And in light of recent events, I guess I'll just sum it up as people can do whatever they want with their bodies whenever they want.